It looks like today's loop is going to be about 8 miles. So what we're looking at is the difference between January and August. Growing up, I never knew how much money my dad made. I never knew how much money my grandpa made. I knew that my grandpa made a lot more money, or he did in his career, and he had a lot more money because of the things that he did, but we never talked about money. I have this memory going golfing with my grandpa, and his golf cart, he had his own golf cart. It looked like a Rolls Royce. An old man walked up who was golfing and said, "Hey, do you mind if I ask how much you paid for this?" And he said, "More than I would care to admit." And he said, "Yeah, but really, how much did you pay for it?" And my grandpa brushed it off. He did not want to answer. And afterwards he told me, and this is just a great memory that I have of my grandpa, he said, "I'm not gonna tell some old codger how much money I paid for this." You know, why is that? I'm not saying he should have told him. Maybe it was a stranger, but you know, maybe he could have told me, or maybe, why is that? Why is money such a taboo topic? Are you ready for today's adventure? It looks like today's loop is going to be about 8 miles. I want to show you something.
Oh, drivers today.
Starting another one.
Really
I'm like,
cool.
what
Really
lottery
cool
win
stuff.
are we getting today?
So what we're looking at is the difference between January and August. So just month to month. And you'll notice in number of views, we don't really have any difference. In fact, it shows a little bit of a decrease.
Okay.
But I want to show you how it's more valuable.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to come up here and change the metric to CPM. This is a good indicator, even if you're not focused on ad revenue, it's a good indicator of the value of your channel,
Yeah.
the value of your content. So if you compare, this is January, the value is $29 CPM, where in August it was $41.
Cool.
So
And these are a lot of the new videos.
yeah, so the content that you're putting out, basically YouTube and advertisers are telling you it's way more valuable.
So
So you're
good.
on the right track.
And these videos, thank you.
We were listening to you out there. You
Good.
sound really good.
Thank you.
And I'm about ready to leave the desert, enter the forest. So I'm in a place like this. I mean, you know, there's some beautiful beach houses around here, but it would be totally taboo for me to go and ask somebody, "So, how much did this place cost?" Or "How much money do you make?" Right? "Why are you so well-to-do?" I mean, you can ask, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" That's kind of the only way that we can talk to people about their income or money, is we just say, "Oh, what do you do?" But we don't say, "Oh, well, how much does that pay you?" Right? I don't know. Even in the employee world, we don't ask people what their hourly wage is or how much do you make per year. Okay, now I am approaching the top point where I'll cross over. There's a valley up here. Who knew that so high up would be such huge, beautiful valleys? All right, so I've climbed up about 2,500 feet in this beautiful valley, and there happens to be a way that I can view back to where I started. So pretty cool. I've not really seen this view up here, and it doesn't look that far, but yeah, 2,500 feet is pretty significant. So now I just head this way. I'm gonna cross over. I've not been this way before. I don't know if there's any more up and down, but then I'll get over to the Battle Creek Trail and head back down. You'd think in the entrepreneurial world it would be a little bit different, because you can talk about business revenue and you can, like, we're all striving for things. We control our income, And if people had talked to me more about profit and what profit was in my business, I think I would have benefited from knowing that a little bit sooner. My intent in sharing my income and my revenue with my friends is like, look, I finally figured it out and I want to help them. I want them to figure it out too. Okay, I was wrong by about 300 feet. That was probably the steepest section I've climbed. It was gorgeous though. But now I'm at another valley, and I do believe, I'm predicting that I'm going to be heading down soon. All right, check this out. This is the spring. Very cool. I've got plenty of water. Well, this would be a good source. The other thing that's interesting is we all want more money. We'd like to receive more money. We want to sell something and get paid more for it. Or we'd like a pay increase at our job, right? We want more money, but not too much, right? If we make too much money, well, then we've crossed some line and it's no longer a good thing. Isn't that weird? Check out this one. Why is money such a taboo topic? For so many years, I've been pursuing wealth and trying to get ahead financially and trying to get to a really good place of financial success. I've got tons of friends that have been on this journey with me, and they're amazing friends. I've really found my tribe. We think the same way, but even among these friends, we can talk about like our dreams for money and our aspirations for success and accomplishment in our business. But now that I've achieved quite significant success, I feel extremely blessed. It's been hard for me to talk to even some of these friends about my success. Really good friend of mine, I just wanted to share, like, look what I've accomplished. We've been working for so long. She knows of the struggles that I've had over the years. And I just wanted to let her know, like, look what I accomplished. And I just opened my mouth and I kind of shared it with her. And her response was, well, good for you. And I just was like, I didn't know what response I was expecting. It was just really awkward. And I'm like, how can I just celebrate? How come money is such a taboo topic? Why is it so hard to talk about? Well, I'm out of the canyon, but I started this journey in Grove Creek Canyon. So it's about a mile walk in between. I hope I'm about halfway, maybe a little bit less than that, 40%. But this has been a good hike. The audiobook I'm listening to, I'm learning about the handcart companies, the pioneer handcart companies that came across the plains to the west. I'm feeling like the hike that I'm on is kind of an appropriate way to listen to this.